Um, so to start off, I did just mention this, a gentleman named Andrew Parks. He's with America's Preferred Home Warranty. He's going to be talking today about home warranties and how they work and how to utilize their services and get some money as well. He's had another like slides, like a I don't know what you'd call it, a presentation, I guess, of how to minimize some risk, how to lower your liabilities as an agent, especially with buyer's remorse being at record high given the recent change in the market. So I'm going to first start with a word that God's been putting on my heart, and then I'll hand it over to him. So I've been going through Psalms lately, and there were some that really kind of hit me this week. And one was Psalm 69:4. More in number than the hairs on my head are those who hate me without cause. Mighty are those who would destroy me, those who attack me with lies. Now, this sounds very, you know, very strong words. And it's actually a psalm from David. And those of you who know his story, he was basically being hunted by the king of Israel for most of his life. And so he was on the run, even though he was the chosen king of Israel by God. And so he was being attacked all the time. And I started thinking about that. Our enemies are more numerous than you can imagine. And you may go about your day, thinking that you're just anonymous and no one really knows who you are. And maybe occasionally you have a difficult person, or maybe you'll have one person in your life or more than that that's incredibly difficult. It depends on who you are. But there are a number of enemies that are out there that we don't even know who they are, and they are looking to target us. As a matter of fact, I had posted a lawnmower on Facebook Marketplace, and this guy reached out to me yesterday, and he's just like, "Hey, looks good. I want to send you the payment right now so you can mark it as sold." And he said, "I'm going to send it via Zelle." And normally I'm fine with that. I'm like, sure, sell me the funds and I'll hold it. I'll mark it as sold and you can come buy it. This guy, he says he sent me the money. There's no money in my account. There's no notification. And then he said, here's the email that they sent me. It says that it's on hold because yours isn't a business account. And I found the email in my spam folder, and the email was from Zelle payment confirmation at gmail.com. And it had like the Zelle logo, and it had this whole it looked semi legit, but Zelle's not going to email from a Gmail account. Okay, guys. And I was like, okay, this thing's starting to smell really bad. And this guy, he just kept messaging me over and over. Hey, I sent you the money. Hey, I sent you the money. And I'm just like, okay, that's enough. I reported him to Facebook. I blocked him. And I was really concerned because I'd already given him my address. And I'm just like, oh, crap, this guy is going to show up at my house. And so, like, on one side, I'm just like, come on, I got a gun. Let's go. On the other hand, I'm like, my family's here. I'm going to be sleeping tonight. This guy's going to show up in the middle of the night and like slit all our throats or something, And it made me really think about this psalm that I just read a couple days ago about how this guy wasn't even an enemy earlier yesterday. I didn't even know who he was. He probably didn't even know who I was, but that didn't stop him from attacking me. And so, like, I just, I didn't realize it, but we have enemies that we don't even know about at the beginning of the day that are our enemies by the end of the night. And on top of that, we don't always see them or know who they are. And even in our business, with who we are dealing with, our clients, other realtors who can be difficult, property management companies who can be difficult. Some of them can be out to mess us over. They may say 100% on smart apartment data, but then whenever you send over the lease verification, they send it back saying, sorry, it's a $250 flat fee. What are you going to do about it? And it's like, you just feel like it's coming out of all these different areas. But, we have really great news is that, the Lord, he's our hope. He's our trust. In Psalm 71:5, it says, "For you, Lord, are my hope, my trust, O Lord." And what he means by that is like, I depend on you. You are everything to me. And so like the good news is that we have him, and he's on our side. He's going to protect us from these idiots who want to try to scam us. He's going to make us aware of these things. He's going to help protect us from this type stuff. And even if they get through, and even if they do come and take something from us or harm us in any way, there's nothing that they can do to us that God can't replace and bless with abundance. I mean, he will make us up the difference and then some. And I have story after story after story where like my credit was compromised. As a matter of fact, I have to have LifeLock for the rest of my life because my information's out on the dark web. They have my social, they have my driver's license, my addresses, they have everything. And so I have to have my credits frozen because back in, I think it was like 15 or 16, everything was stolen. They had bought a car, they had bought cell phones, they had opened up credit cards. I mean, just like $100,000 worth of stuff all on my credit. And I was freaking out because I didn't know what I was going to do. All of these people are saying that I owed them all of this money, and it was all in like Missouri and New Mexico, and I'd never even been in those places. And so I just, one step at a time, I just went, disputed those things, and they all went away. And my credit actually got better. I ended up with a credit score after it was all said and done, like in the 800s, which was crazy. I'd never been that high before, but I was just like shocked that within 6 months, everything was gone, everything was fixed, and it was great. So, whenever you have him on your side, everything's going to be better after it's all said and done. And so the today my psalm was 72:6. One thing that really stuck out to me is he says, "May he," which is our Lord, "be like rain that falls on mown grass, like showers that water the earth." And I don't know about you guys, but like me, mowing my lawn is my Zen garden. I get out there and I mow every week, at least once a week. Even now, even though the grass isn't growing that much, I still get out there and mow. And it's because I don't know, it's just feels good to me. Whenever I look at it afterwards, it's all like perfectly smooth, especially after it rains in the spring and it's all like short and clean. All the lines are there and it's glistening with the water on it. Man, it's just so beautiful and it looks refreshing to me. And that's actually what God is to us. He is refreshing, he's rejuvenating, and he looks beautiful in our eyes. So that's what God put on my heart that I really felt like I needed to share with you guys today. I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Andrew. Andrew, I know we didn't get any time to really prepare for this, so I'm going to allow multiple participants to share. So if you want to get on there and share something, you're welcome to. Okay.
Okay. Brian, thanks for the warm introduction. Hi, everybody. Good morning. My name's Andrew. I'm based in Dallas. If I speak a little bit funny, it's because I'm not from this country. I'm from across the pond. I came here in 2014. I was 10 years living in Dubai before I came here. So similar temperature to Texas. They speak a different language, of course. Texas is so big that Zoom calls are now the de facto way of communicating with teams who are spread across the state. So literally, I deal with a big swathe of territory from Dallas up to Denison, out to Texarkana, down to Nacogdoches and back around. So I've got a big territory, and I visited all of these amazing towns in East Texas and spoke to a lot of agents and brokers this year. And so what I'm going to do today is a couple of things. I want to do a quick warranty 101 for you guys so you know the difference between home insurance and a home warranty, what it does and what it doesn't do. Secondly, I want to talk to you guys about risk. And what I mean by risk is the risk to an agent during a transaction, in terms of complaints against you, which can affect your reputation. But also the big thing we're hearing now is the increase in E&O litigation in North Texas. And that's going to rise because people have bought houses in the last year and a half, are very upset at what they've done. They've had regret or remorse, as they say. So without much further ado, I passed by. Brian, when I saw you last time, did you have your little beard?
Actually, we had just talked over the phone. You didn't, and I
I'm
like
sure
how
I
you.
came by your office, but I'm sure.
No.
Okay. So guys, what I do, I work for a company called America's Preferred Home Warranty, and I fill for agents because in Texas there are 53 warranty companies operating in this territory, and information overload is probably the most arduous thing for you guys because title companies, mortgage companies, roofing companies, warranty companies, all kind of saying the same thing. So what I do, I go into brokerage and I train agents on what we do uniquely and how I can help increase your listings and referrals, okay, which I'll talk about in a minute. First things first, what is a home warranty and what does it do? In simple words, a home warranty reduces the cost of owning a house, okay? If your clients think that a home warranty is the bee's knees and a golden ticket to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, that's not what it does, okay? So if you think about it, home warranty for 1 year with us in Texas is $499. So it's kind of telling your clients what a warranty does, what it doesn't do, and manage their expectations, okay? So what a home warranty will do will pretty much cover the big ticket items in a house if something goes wrong. Like, for example, the air conditioning. Now, in Dubai, it was 120 degrees every day in the summer. Here it gets pretty darn hot as well. And without your AC, you can't live in your house. So I'd say the most important item in a house in Texas is going to be the heating. So what a home warranty does, and this is what I've seen change in the last few months. Before we moved back to a buyer's market, we had sellers who were getting a little bit arrogant because they were having multiple offers on their homes. They were selling their homes in 2 hours, 2 days, you name it. They wanted clean deals. They didn't want to put any incentives on the house. Now we're seeing the market move back to a buyer's market. Sellers are getting clever again because agents are saying, look, there's a number of comps in your area which have been on the market for over a month now. 6 months ago, it might have been 2 weeks or 2 days. So I hear all sorts of crazy things. I know how crazy the market was because my highest over listing offer, which I heard from a realtor in Dallas, was it was a 765 listing in Oak Cliff, and it was 210 over asking, cash deal, Californian buyer. Okay, so California's coming to Texas were pretty much one of the reasons why our market got a little bit crazy. And every town I go to, they said the same thing. First-time buyers could not get the first rung of the ladder. They had to go way out into the sticks to get a house because things were overpriced. So in Texarkana, Mount Vernon, Longview, Tyler, Carthage is what I've been hearing across the market. Sorry.
Mine froze. Andrew, you're muted. Oh,
okay. So I don't know what happened. I didn't.
Yeah, we're not getting a very good. We're not getting a very good feed from you. It has been kind of choppy some.
Apologies for that, guys. It's just the connection. So just in succinctness, you've had a crazy last year and a half. If you're new to the market or you're a veteran agent, every brokerage I go and see have said they've seen some very strange things happen in the last year. And what I'm hearing, and I hear things on a national level and a local level, is Texas is the best state to be in the next 6 months because everyone's moving here for jobs and our economy is pretty strong as well. So other states may see like a massive slowdown, but Texas is going to stay pretty warm, okay, because of the growth and people moving here. So what I'd say to you guys is that there are smart agents and agents who, going to learn in time to come. But the reason why a home warranty is so important right now is because with buyer's remorse becomes high litigation. And the National Association of Realtors are saying that they've seen in the last year buyer's remorse hit 66% in 2021. You Google it today, currently trending at 7. You might, guys, I don't care, buyer's remorse, how does it affect me? The higher the station in your referral pipeline, the indications on the teams in Texas are kind of funny. I've trained teams in small towns in East Texas, and did I lose you again? Brian, can you hear me?
You're breaking up pretty heavily.
So all you guys need to know is that this is happening across East Texas. And I trained a brokerage last month in Texarkana. They had their first E&O claim in years through that morning. And what the home buyer did was they sued the buying agent, the listing agent, and the brokerage. So the E&O claims, let's say the E&O claims are there, but your brokerage protects you guys and you have your own insurance, you pay to the brokerage against E&O claims. And what happens, E&O claims are cheaper to pay out than hire an attorney. So what will happen, brokers pay out E&O claims, okay? Hopefully that won't happen to you guys. So down to the home warranty, what it does. Well, we have a home warranty, and what we do differently is we give the power of choice to your clients. The homeowner can pick anybody they want to do the contracting for their house. For example, if their neighbor's a plumber, they can hire that person and we pay the contractor. There's no list you work from. It's literally you choose your own contractor in the town you're in. And normally it's someone you know and somebody you trust. And what's funny, Brian mentioned in his story earlier on about some people take things and liberties and get a bit crazy. You're most likely to have someone come to do repairs at your house you know or referred to you, rather than a complete stranger. The reason why I say this, I've been to Paris, Texas, and I've been to Bonham, and they say contractors don't want to come that far from Dallas. They have their list they work from on their own home warranty, and they said, oh, my fridge broke. But the guy who comes from Dallas is giving excuses for the next month because gas is quite expensive still. He has a big truck. So I said, can you imagine the beauty of having someone locally in your own town that you know, you can select, come do the repairs, and think how sped up the scheduling is. They're there a lot quicker, especially if you have AC problems. So what we do differently, and I know there's lots of companies in our space, choose your own contractor is the first thing we do. Secondly, if you're on the listing side, we can help you guys get more listings. And the reason why is that our listing warranty costs your client $0. There's no catch in it. This is how it works. As soon as the house goes on MLS, you can put a listing warranty on that property. And then for the duration of the listing, your client gets $1,000 of complimentary coverage. He gets 2 years post-sale legal protection in case the buyer tries to sue them up to the 2-year mandated time frame. And something breaks, they call us, not you. I know agents don't want to field customer services calls. You guys want to sell houses, sell the American dream, and keep your pipeline strong. So what we do, we take that off your hands. So if you're on the listing side, we can get you more listings by offering them a listing warranty. Seller pays $0, 2 years post-sale legal protection, and $1,000 of complimentary coverage. And here's the kicker. If the house goes off the market, we lose $1,000. We don't prorate, don't charge your client back. We take the $1,000 hit. Because what we do, we're hoping that that listing warranty converts to a closing warranty and we get repeat business. How we make money. Because of a $500 warranty, you don't make much cash at all, especially in the first year. If any of your clients say, hey, I'm good, never had any problems before, the national stats from NAR say that 75% of new home buyers will have a system failure in the first few months, okay? 75% of houses in America have a problem in the first few months. So it's not a case of if, it's when. Every house will have an issue. But of course, if the house is older than most, that's where the most issues will happen, okay? So bear that in mind. How can we help you guys get more contact with your clients? So if you use a warranty with us and your client makes a claim, let's say on their appliance, kitchen, refrigerator, whatever it is, you sold them a house, haven't spoken to them in a few months, we'll send you an email. It's generated automatically and it says, Mr. and Mrs. Jones at this address made a claim on their appliance in their kitchen. So you have a reason to reach out, be empathetic, give them that TLC, which clients deserve in the current market. And that hopefully leads to your referrals. So we give you a reason to call clients you sold houses to, be empathetic, they're making a claim. Hopefully they'll speak to 2, 3, 4 of their friends, say, please use so-and-so. They call me 6 months after I've closed on my house, caring, empathetic, the whole lot. Okay, so bear that in mind. I'm not sure how many of you guys are out of the Metroplex itself. I've been to a whole bunch of towns, and septic systems in the towns are prevalent. In DFW, I don't think many people know what a septic system is. We cover a septic system on a basic warranty. So septic systems, exterior water and sewer lines, we cover a part of our basic warranty, okay? So we're very strong in the towns for those reasons. We kind of understand what the needs are in those towns, all right? Lastly, on the warranty side, we do offer a RESPA compliant compensable fee. When I say RESPA compliant, I believe before I came to the Texas, I heard TREC or TREC, whatever you call them, clamp down heavily on payments to agents by third parties. So to make it RESPA compliant, we have to pay the broker or brokerage to distribute the funds to agents. But we pay $100 per warranty ordered, and all you have to do is fill out a data collection form to make it a two-way process and RESPA compliant. And the form pretty much asks you what appliances in the house, is it gas or electric? It takes 30 seconds to fill in, okay? So it's not much money, $100. You might think, nah, it's not worth my time. But some agents are doing 20 sides a year. And at the end of the year, it's not a bad little thing to do. So was that Nicola?
Yeah, she just joined. Sorry.
Hi, sorry.
No, Nicola, you're good. So what has to happen is I've got some brokerages doing between $8,000 and $10,000 a year. Some give it a charity, some do an office refurb, some give it all to their agent, some split it. It's up to them completely. But there is a RESPA compliant fee available to agents for ordering home warranties with us, okay? This is another string to that bow that we offer. Brian, how do I share my screen? I'm going to show some slides, NAR survey now.
Down on, yeah, you should be able to see share screen.
Okay, can you guys see this?
Nothing yet. There we go.
Okay. So yeah. Guys, just very quickly, this is the presentation I do when I go and see brokers. I've trained so many brokers this year. A lot of people don't know about this. So if I can just do.
If you hit slideshow at the top, it should turn it on.
There we go. Yeah, just covered by the bar, that was all. Okay, so quick, I'm going to run you through this because some of you may not know this, but the beauty of what I'm going to show you now is this is your industry body. They're not coming from us. They're not fudge stats or embellished by my company. This is the National Association of Realtors 2021 Home Seller Home Buyer Survey. And some of the stats I think are going to be out of date because the market shifted so much, but I'm going to run you through it pretty quickly. So we partner with AXA Insurance and Pearl, and they're saying now what they've seen in the last year is that E&O claims are on the rise because of certain factors that happen in the marketplace, okay? So we want today to lower everyone's potential for lawsuits in terms of E&O claims, complaints, and then happy buyers.
You're cutting out again. Hang on.
Some of these things you might do already if you do fantastic.
Andrew, you're cutting out again. I think he's frozen now.
Brian, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, so apologies for the reception. Both Pearl and E&O say to me to tell brokerages they strongly recommend the use of home warranties and home inspections. The reason why is because when people bought blind in the last year and a half, the national average says they can have a problem in the house in the first few months. Unfortunately, you poor agents get that call. If something breaks, it's your fault when it's not. That's kind of what's happening across the country right now, okay? So 3/4 of E&O complaints are due to something amiss with the condition of the property, okay? This is what's leading this buyer's remorse. If in the last year you haven't seen this, you've probably been in Timbuktu, your head in the sand. The last year we have seen so many properties, multiple offers, over list price offers, and then waivers. I know that agents have written contracts after contracts after contracts have gone nowhere at all because there's been so much demand on the house. One of my agents in Dallas said that the house they were listing had 143 viewings in 24 hours, like a carousel in and out. Those times are obviously in our rear view mirror now, the market shifted, but it's been a crazy last 15 months. So what a home warranty might do is might take care of the condition of the property and prevent a complaint or claim down the line, okay? So Brian, on your side, on the brokerage side, Pearl Insurance and us will cover your deductible. So if you use warranties through us and use Pearl as your E&O carrier, they'll cover your entire deductible in case of an E&O claim against you or any of your agents. That's just for your reference. Okay. Again, some of these stats are out of date. Look at these stats from your NAR 21 home buyer home seller survey. Almost half buyers paid full above asking price. And again, buyers paid an average of 99% list price. If that's not 105% when the survey comes out this month, I'll be very surprised indeed. Unless you were a seller with a good moral compass, everyone was selling at listing price because that's the market for you. So 2/3 of homes purchased were at least 20 years old. The older the home, the more problems come with it. Now there's two buyer's remorse numbers. The first one you see there, 43% of buyers have remorse. That's because they bought the house uncompromised on price or condition. In a normal market, they probably would have done something differently, but they were stressed. They were under pressure. There was people vying for the same property. Those people thought, what have we done, within a week of buying the house? And the next slide, look at the bottom there, 2/3 of Americans who bought homes recently have regrets. Now, if you Google that number today, it's trending on Google, it's 75%, okay? So again, the higher the buyer's remorse, the higher the complaints against agents and the higher the E&O claims nationwide. Almost half homes sold within 2 weeks. I'd say that probably down to less than 5 days from what I've been hearing as an average. Again, this is the major thing that affects us as a national home warranty company. 3/4 of people surveyed said they'd do anything to get the home, including waiving the inspection or purchasing a home warranty, okay? So bear this in mind. If you sold a house between July last year and July this year, your client got maybe a 3.5% 30-year fixed mortgage, and they thought, fantastic. Then what they didn't see was Biden's America, and that is high inflation, high gas prices, high interest rates. So it's not his fault. And again, guys, I can't vote. I don't really care either way. But he inherited something, at the time was quite bad. And if you bought a house with a 30-year fixed at 3%, you couldn't see inflation at 9% squeezing your household budgets. So this kind of caused this perfect storm of buyer's remorse in the country. What have we done? We've got 2 cars, we've got kids, gas is expensive, the whole lot, okay? And then the bottom figure, when your clients tell you, no, I'm good, my husband's quite good with a screwdriver, 7 out of 10 homes in America have a major system failure in the first year. And to hone that down, as a company, we pay 65% of our claims in the first 90 days. So nationwide, we pay our claims out in the first 3 months because we know pretty much that's when most system failures happen, okay? Home sellers. So in the last year, almost 2/3 of deals closed in America with zero incentive being offered by the seller. Sellers wanted clean deals, and they didn't have to put a home warranty on the property. Now, I'll give you an idea. If you put a home warranty on a listing, a nationwide average, it attracts a 3% increase sticker price on average against comps in the local vicinity. So last year, sellers were like, I don't need to put anything on my house. I'm getting so many over asking offers. But now the market shifted, sellers are doing this again. And what I'm hearing today, I've had 5 brokers call me and saying, the seller's providing $700 towards a home warranty for the buyer. So they're doing things again now, which is smart. this was a horrific figure to hear when I first had this presentation. If you consider how many hundreds of thousands of transactions happened in America last year, 83% closed without a home warranty. So that number runs into the hundreds of thousands of homes closed in America without a home warranty. And this has caused the buyer's remorse. Because agents are smart. You guys know if your client has a home warranty, or the sellers bought one for them, or even the agents bought one for them, there's a less likelihood of you getting a call from your client who's a little bit pissed off in months to come. That's what the home, it's your protection against, buyer's remorse, yourself, because we come in the middle as the home warranty company. But that stat is very surprising indeed. That is a problem what's happened last year with a rise in buyer's remorse, okay? And again, I think people were just in a panic last year. They were doing everything to buy the property and thinking, we'll deal with problems at a later date. And this obviously causes perfect storm problems in the housing market. Okay, you guys.
Andrew, you're breaking up again. Hang on.
Chose you and what they refer to. I tossed. Can you hear me now? Am I good?
You're good now.
Okay. In the toughest market since 2008, 90% of people surveyed would recommend their agent to others and work with you guys again. That is a fantastic achievement in a very unstable market, okay? So I think that might slip a little bit this year because the buyer's remorse numbers going up. And the second stat, you guys know this. Why do they work with you? Experience, honesty, and integrity. Reputation is important, but also those three things. So your national body is saying, this is why people chose you, the realtor, because of these key ingredients, okay? So let's look at, this presentation is now a year old. Let's look at the next year. If you've closed a deal in the last 15 months, what is your risk involved in the transaction process? Now, bear in mind, almost 2/3 of new buyers have a problem in the house in the first few months and year. And 8 out of 10 homes closing in America without a warranty. What does it mean for your reputation, your prospects, and referrals? So, as a national average, we see that if an agent and a broker ensure home warranty is put on a house at the time of closing, you're 8 times less likely to be named in a lawsuit, okay? And that's experiencing 49 states that we work in, all right? So bear that in mind. You're 8 times less likely to be named in a lawsuit if you ensure and it stops those firms, get them to sign a waiver, get them to sign it, date it, stamp it, store it electronically, store it in your desk. The reason why is I've had 4 agents tell me in the last month alone, they've been approached by an attorney who said, you didn't give my client a choice of home warranty. So home inspection, home warranty, they want one, against your better advice, please get them to sign a waiver. It could be a difference between someone calling you saying, hey, we're going to sue you or not. So bear that in mind. Experienced realtors always get waiver signed because in Texas, we're a very litigious state. People sue things for the most egregious reasons, but certainly if you are a disgruntled home buyer and you want to blame someone, you want your justice. And lawyers work, win or lose, they don't care, they get paid. So bear that in mind, get your waivers signed and protect yourself on the back end, okay? Now, just very, very quickly, you can see my screen. This is us, okay? We're based out of Michigan, around for 22 years now. And as Brian told you at the start, we're privately owned. My owner, Randy, is a very God-fearing man. He believes in God economics. He believes everything happened to him in this company from a small seed to a large tree is being down to a higher power. So he's very much of that ilk and that sort of like demographic. And certainly the reason we're private, that's down to him, but it certainly means we're not, tied by profit and loss or shareholders or, layoffs or whatever it is. We do what we want to do. And the choose your own contractor is unique to us, has been now for 22 years, okay? So this is us. I'll quickly run you through what I think you guys should do if you want to put a warranty on a transaction. And this is this page 3 now, the pricing page, okay?
So it's not, it's still showing the previous slides.
Okay, 1 second, let me just. Can you see that, guys?
There we go.
Okay. So in essence, a warranty isn't very much money at all to give peace of mind. So if you look at the pricing up there for Texas, there's 2 price points, $499 or $535, $36 difference. The only difference between the two is deductible. So what that means is when a tradesman comes to your house to do a repair, you either pay him $100 out of your pocket or $50 out of your pocket. Okay. If it's a new home, if it's if it's a townhouse or condo, got it all covered. New construction is quite clever. The way new construction works is the builder developer takes care of year 1. Ours kicks in on day 366 and lasts for 3 years. Okay. It's $600, so it's $200 a year for 3 years. And because the house is new built, shouldn't be any problems in the house whatsoever. But if there was, you have that peace of mind the warranty looks after your client for that period of time, okay? Now, going down a little bit, these are the things you need to know. So if you look at the left-hand column, we have a basic warranty with the standard items in there. And on our one recently, this is 3 months old, this warranty. We've added the washer and dryer to the basic plan. We also have the septic system and exterior water and sewer lines on the basic plan. So the value is brilliant because beforehand, the washer and dryer was an add-on at $724. So what we've done now, we've put, and this is down to agents telling us, why can't you put this on the basic plan? So we listened, we've done this. So $499 for 1 year, washer and dryer included, septic systems included, okay? Now look at the second column. This is probably the most important thing, and certainly in southern states, Arizona, Louisiana, Texas, because of the heat. If you look down at 1, 3, 4, central heat, what this does, we have no ceiling on the amount of Freon gas you guys can use or your clients can use. So if everyone knows at the moment, Freon gas is about $200 per pound market value because of global supply chain issues. We have no ceiling on the amount of Freon gas your clients can use. If they need £2, £5, £6, the add-on there, it's all covered, okay? So bear that in mind. We have an amazing customer service team. Our team based in Michigan will answer your calls at 3 in the morning on holiday weekend. We're not a company that puts the auto attendant on and your clients, when they're most stressed, get to speak to a robot. We have live bodies looking after your clients when they're most stressed, which is a leak or the AC going off. So bear that in mind. Now, we also protect you guys. So when I said to you earlier on about the listing warranty for your sellers, so we give listing coverage for your sellers and legal protection. We also give legal protection for you guys. So it's called Client Secure. It's part of the warranty. And what it does, if there's an E&O claim against you agents or the brokerage, we'll cover the deductible. So if the deductible is, let's say, $5,000 for argument's sake, we'll pay $3,750. If you have Pearl insurance, they'll pay the rest. So we protect your sellers, we protect you guys. Give your homeowners the power of choice. We give you guys a RESPA compliant compensable fee, okay? So there's a few things we do differently from everybody else. If you guys are working a weekend and you say, Andrew, can you run me through the listing warranty again, how that works? Call me. I've got 2 phones. My work phone's always with me. If you're working a weekend, I'm working too. It's kind of how it works with our company, okay? So bear that in mind. And very, very lastly, we have an app and a portal. It's called Real Pro. It's designed for real estate agents. And what it does, it allows you to download the app from the App Store free. You can order a home warranty from your phone in about 30 seconds, all drop-down menus. From the app, you can email title, and it gives you a history of every warranty you've purchased for your clients over a period of time. So you have like a back history of what you've done. And there's a portal on your laptop as well. But what we do, it kind of makes things easier for clients. Latino clients, I believe Spanish-speaking clients are the highest demographic in the last 20 years in America. So we have our stuff translated into Spanish. So if you have Spanish-speaking clients, we'll have our warranty translated word for word into Spanish. If you guys wanted to do a door hanger drop in an area or a neighborhood, try and push yourself for listings, I can send you 500 door hangers for argument's sake. You know, staple your business card to them and do a push. Some of the things we do as well. And very lastly, training. If any of you are new to real estate, you've passed your exam this year, I have a virtual training team. So if you said, look, hey, I've joined the brokerage, I want a quick one-on-one with regards to, you know, what home warranty does against home insurance, all sort of stuff. But I can set you up online virtual training as well if that's what you want. But literally, that's it. I would say the market's getting better in terms of buyer's remorse than it has been, but we're now in a steady times. You know, we're seeing interest rates high. We're seeing a slowdown in DFW, but the towns are holding strong. I know that because I speak to agents day in, day out from Canton and Prosper and Salina and Denison and Sherman, everywhere else. And some agents are being clever now. They're wearing two hats. They're being listing side and buying side, and they're hedging their bets. So to reiterate, I think we're in a good place in Texas, without a doubt. I think the market will slow down a little bit, especially in the big cities. The towns will hold their own. But I think that's because the houses in the towns weren't so ridiculously overpriced they were in Dallas. The other thing with Dallas, I think there's too many agents. And I say this out of experience because we have a national partnership with EXP, and there's 2,500 agents in DFW. It's probably the 2,000 Keller Williams and so on. So I think agents now have to be very, very smart and work smart as well, because if you got the content, certainly Guys, can you hear me? I think I lost you again.
Yeah, you're good now.
So yeah, literally, look, I appreciate your time. I see so many agents every week, but let's just say we don't know what's going to happen come January the 1st. And I think we're going to have interest rates dial back 0.25% each time. That's what the forecasts I'm hearing. But as I said, if you're doing transactions for your clients, please do two things. Get your waivers signed. Don't be a casualty for an E&O claim or a complaint from a seller or a buyer. And B, you know, if you do want to put a home warranty on a house, it's a smart way of thinking, because if the client can't afford it, I have some agents buying it themselves because they don't want the hassle of complaints down the line. But now what we're seeing, I'm seeing this, I saw this morning, sellers are now providing money towards a home warranty for your clients, so bear that in mind as well. So literally, that's it. Apologies. I had a sick son last night. My son's 7. He was up all night. So I'm surviving on coffee and about 3 hours sleep. So apologies for that. But if you have any questions, I'm always around. I'm going to share my details with Brian. What I'll do, I'm going to pre-see this training in a bullet point email with the attachments I mentioned already. So it'll be a reference point for you going forward. Like, Andrew, what was that listing warranty again? Look at the email. I'll put the attachment on there. If you have any more questions, I can answer at any time. So do any of you guys have any questions for me?
Let me jump in there real quick. So first of all, guys, you know, we have this recorded. He's going to hand over all of the information to me. So if y'all don't get his information today, you can reach out to me and I can send it to you as well. And as far as like the market and the shift that's happening, if you guys aren't already, you should be filling in that residential service contract section of the contract every single time. And if you're wanting to use these guys, you can put, you know, $450 or $499. You don't want to do over that amount, because what that does is it forces the seller to pay for a more premium plan, which isn't always necessary unless if your buyer is wanting to do that. That's if you're representing the buyer side. But the point is, prior to this seller's market going nuts like it did, every contract had the home warranty on there. It was almost an automatic thing, unless if it was like an investment home, a fix and flip, something like that. Those don't always have that because it's an investor buying it. But whenever it's, mom and dad, pops, whatever you want to call them, buying their home that they're going to go live in, the best thing you can do representing a buyer is to make sure that there's a home warranty on that contract. Because even if you have an inspection, you're not going to catch everything. I've had brand new builds inspected and found a number of issues on those almost every single time. So there's just too many moving parts in a house. To have a home warranty there is going to really make sure that if there's any issues, they're not calling and screaming at you. They're calling their contractor to have them come out and fix it. And the home warranty that these guys provide will actually cover the cost through whatever contractor they choose, which I think is really good because I don't know if y'all were familiar, but in July, whenever it was like crazy hot here, it was even in the news about how people were having to wait upwards of 2 weeks before a contractor would be able to come out from some of these home warranty companies like American Home Shield. Whenever you contact them and you request an HVAC tech to come out, they assign one to you. Well, they may assign one to you, your clients, and then the contractor calls them and says, okay, we have availability in 2 weeks. It's because they have preferred vendors that they use and they have those deals with, and that's how they keep their profit margins. But this particular home warranty company allows the clients to choose their own contractors, which is such a huge difference. It means that they can get somebody out there same day or next day to get something fixed, which is very important in the very hot and very cold times, especially. I have a couple of questions that I want to start with, and then we'll open it up to anybody else. Number one, like, I noticed that you have kind of like a standard $499 plus the premium. But that standard $499, does that cover any size home? Is that, 5,000 square foot homes, or is there a size restriction on that?
No size restriction. If that property has a separate unit like a caserta, that has to have a separate warranty to it. If the building outside, like a granny apartment or a garage with water and AC going into it, that would need a separate warranty. Okay, so no size cap on the house. There's a separate dwelling on the property that have to have second warranty attached to it.
Okay, and then I noticed that if you could go back to that premium list, I may not have read it, but did it have swimming pools on that premium list, or is that a separate premium add-on?
Separate add-on, and I'll show you now. It's under here, bottom of the page, optional coverages. You can see that here. So
got it.
I know last February we had this crazy ice storm in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And before I came here from Dubai, someone said, yeah, we get ice storms in Dallas. Like, yeah, whatever, it's too hot. And we got the ice storm. And I know so many people had their swimming pools get messed up. All the parts were frozen. And everybody who was in swimming pool repairs had a backlog of 6 months to repair people's swimming pools. So a saltwater pool is more expensive because there's more moving parts and more filters to it. So if a house does have a pool, we do have optional coverages to cover those if need be. So most people in Texas will do the basic warranty with the add-on. And I said, what's funny, in the last 3 days, I've had an agent call me from Sherman saying the seller is putting $650 towards a warranty, and the client or the agent saying, I'll cover the $45 because that means you're covered, deductible's low. That's kind of what I'm seeing. It's like day or night. Before July, No, sellers were giving nothing away unless you're a good person, a decent person. But now in every deal I'm seeing, the seller's giving money towards a home warranty. So that's definitely changed.
Yeah. Yeah, it has, and it should. I mean, the market has for sure changed. Homes are starting to sit, and the home warranty should be the first thing that goes back on there. And then
Yeah.
I've even seen some where the sellers are starting to give concessions towards closing costs in order to get the deal done. So
Yeah.
it's definitely done a 180 in just a few months for sure. Now I know that, whenever you're representing the buyer, there might be a little confusion about how a home warranty is selected and paid for.
Yeah.
Um, so can you kind of, like, I know that it goes on the contract, and I think usually title company will ask who the home warranty is, but how do the agents ensure that America's preferred is being selected by the title company and paid for and everything?
That's a great question. What normally happens is if agent orders a warranty through Real Pro, they'll put on their title company contact, and then that both parties are emailed. They're both in the same mindset of we're ordering through America's Preferred. Here's a warranty order, and then obviously title will send us a check, normally through escrow when the transaction happens. But as I'm seeing sometimes now, there's $599 in escrow, and the client might say, I'll pay the $99 or whatever it is directly myself. And what happens, they can call our national number up in Michigan and pay it directly. But yeah, some title companies, they'll say to their clients, or they'll pick one from a drawer. So I have to go and see title companies. I go into all the ones in my territory and drop them warranties off and talk to them about the power of choice to choose your own contractor. So we're a lot more known now than we were when we launched in Texas in 2018. But literally, for you guys' benefits, on the back of our, on page 2, we have the warranty order form, which can be faxed or emailed. So it's very easy to do it. You just put your details, take what type of property it is. Or if you guys are really stressed and time is of essence, call me, I'll do it for you. It takes me less than a minute. All I would need was property address, closing date, buyer's contact, title contact. I can do it for you guys if it's really that much of a schlep. So bear that in mind. Okay, so yeah, title company take care of escrow. They send us the check. One thing I didn't mention, Brian, I have to enforce this, is that the home inspection is so important because, for example, AC units, clients have to maintain their systems. If you've got a homeowner who has cats and there's a problem with the AC, and a guy comes around and inspect the house and say, AC unit's fine, your filters are clogged up, we won't pay. Because in our T's and C's, we're very, very clever about it. We put the homeowner must maintain their systems. So filters are something for homeowners to change. If you're not changing your filters and the AC stops working, that's down to you guys, okay? So bear those things in mind. Home inspection is very important because when we put the warranty through in terms of a claim, we will say, was a home inspection? We want to know that a professional person said the house is good to go. Because some sellers hide defaults in their house because they want to pay for the repair. It's kind of how things happen sometimes. And Brian, very lastly, if I nip down here onto page 6, we're very transparent. We put in bold what we don't cover. So we can't have people saying, well, I didn't know. In bold, what we do and what we don't cover is very transparent. Some companies don't put it in there. We do. That's our onus thing about, hey, this is what we are. This is what we do. We don't want to hide anything away. So when I send you the stuff electronically, all this is on page 6.
Okay. Hey, I got a couple of agents said that they went to the APHW website
Yeah.
and it looks like your SSL certificate is invalid.
1 second.
You may want to let your tech support know.
I'll try that just quickly now. Hey, weird. I'll check out this call, but I was on there this morning, so that's
It happened to me just a month ago on my
well,
sites.
yeah,
Sometimes those SSL certificates go expired and you have to get
yeah.
tech support.
Okay.
I think so. I had one more question. Sorry to kind of
Yeah, you're
monopolize all the
fine.
time.
Totally fine.
So I was curious. You had put that that staggering number. I think it was 83% that sold without home warranties over the last year.
Shocking.
Were you around? Like, do you happen to know what the number was floating around before that crazy seller's market?
I don't know, but what I'm going to do is that when my corporate office get hold of the new NAR 2022 survey, it'll be interesting to see what happened between 1 year and the next. Beforehand, I can find out, but every state's different. As I know, being in this country for 7 years now, every state is its own different country. You guys do your own things the way you want to do them.
Especially Texas.
Especially Texas. Um, so, I mean, I don't know if you guys are all from Texas originally or born here. I certainly wasn't, but I mean, it's a fantastic country, and I just think we do things differently down here. Um, I mean, I know, for example, when we opened Florida a few years ago, a lot of agents around the Miami area, obviously mostly Latino speaking, don't use home warranties down there. And so my trainers went to do a blitz in Miami to speak to brokerages. They were staggered that down there is not that big a deal. So we're building inroads into Florida and the Miami-Dade County area, and it's new to them. And the salesperson down there is Cuban, he's Latino speaking, Spanish speaking, and he just says, yeah, it's like they never really bothered. I think Texas things are different, and I'm glad because realtors don't want headaches. You guys want to do your job. You want to be taking customer services calls. And if an irate client's badgering you on your phone, you're wasting time doing other stuff. So the home warranty just gets them off your back for 12 months. It's sensible for them, sensible for you, because you don't have to feel those, hey, something's broken, it's your fault. Like, it's not my fault. I told you to get a home warranty, you didn't. So you want to save the money. So yeah, I've heard all sorts of stories. And I'll tell you one now, and I know everyone likes a bit of industry gossip, is that there was a very large Keller Williams brokerage in Northwest DFW. I can't mention who it is. And my colleague who covers Fort Worth went to do a training, and she got to the front door of the brokerage, couldn't get in, it was locked. This is weird. She called in a contact and said, "Look, I'm outside. Are you guys good to go?" So she said, "Yeah, come back to the front door. We'll let you in, lock the door behind you." What's going on? She goes, "We had an active threat against an agent by a disgruntled buyer. He was so mad that he put the blame on his own short-sightedness in buying a house blind, that he making threats against the agent." This is Keller Williams locking down their brokerage for a day or two because of a threat against an agent. So I've heard all sorts of crazy stories in the last year. Nothing surprises me anymore. But wherever you guys are in Texas, I have colleagues covering Houston, colleague covering San Antonio and Austin, a colleague covering New Mexico and El Paso and West Texas. I mean, Texas is huge. I'll give you an idea. I'm from the UK. I can fit my country into Texas 2.5 times. So when you guys say everything's bigger in Texas, certainly is.
Yeah. I don't have any other questions. Does anybody else have a question that they wanted to pose? This is usually where I hear the crickets.
Yeah. It's easier when you're in-person training than it is on Zoom, but
yeah. Well, Andrew, I really appreciate you taking the time in spite of running on 3 hours of sleep.
you're welcome, sir.
It's good information. I really
Yeah.
appreciate that. If you could, go ahead and email me the slide deck as well as any other information that you provided here, and any agents that want to contact me have my email, and then I can disseminate it out to them as well.
Okay, I
So
just got a message from Tom Birdwell.
yep.
Tom, yes. In the email I sent through to attachments and PDFs, which show you listing warranty, closing warranty, legal protections. They're all there for you. and you'll have my details there too.
Okay, good deal. All right. Thank you guys. Y'all have a good rest of the day.
Thank you so much. Cheerio.
All right.